The DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. My name is Kurt Cross, and as always, in the summer, you know where I am. I am at DeMatha Catholic High School. We bring you the players, we bring you the coaches, and of course, we are at the DMV live period now. We bring the interviews to you. We're available on Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast content. Of course, on social media, you will find us at the DMV Hoops Podcast. Right now, we have a gentleman who just got off Court 1, Game 1 for the live period Session 2 here on Friday, June 27th from Riverdale Baptist. Please welcome Mr. Rob Garner. Mr. Garner, thank you for joining us today, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Garner, the first question I want to ask you is, what is it like? This is year one for you. You're just getting started, right?
Typical year one, too.
All right. Talk to me about it.
You know what? It's been very exciting. I think everybody's been excited, the new coaching staff, the players as well. I got the job a little late. And so once I got hired, I was 100 miles an hour, at that point. And so,
right.
And so it's just been a little fast, but everything is going well.
Okay, one thing I did notice, it's in my notes here, and one thing I did notice, I was going to talk about it on another show because it speaks to speaks to Riverdale Baptist, but it speaks to this game in general. Coach, I coached the girls' game for 24 years, high school and college. The young lady standing right here asked me when she was 5 years old to stay home more. I haven't coached in 12 years. I don't miss it. You have something that I rarely see. You have a female on your coaching staff. Thank you for doing that. I'm guessing you put her there not to check a box, but because she deserves to be there. Talk to me about that.
Tiffany Miller-Bevins. She's an amazing coach, and actually she's one of my go-to coaches on the staff.
Okay.
She's been on my staff since I was at Gwynn Park High School.
Okay.
So for over 6 years. She has a great knowledge of the game. She played Division I basketball at Maryland Eastern Shore. She actually hired me for my first head coaching job at Friendly High School.
Not Friendly, not 10,000 Allentown Road Friendly.
Yeah.
I know Friendly.
That's right. So she's been in my life for a very long time, and she does a great job.
Okay, sir, you're at Friendly, you're at Wise, you're at Gwynn Park. You're stepping into a private school space. The rules are a little bit different. There's a little more freedom. You can play a little bit differently in terms of, there's certain periods and certain amounts of days you can practice out of season with a public school team. At Riverdale Baptist, and that's a storied program over at Riverdale Baptist, football and on the basketball side. How do you find yourself adjusting? And is that a freedom you haven't had before that you're enjoying now?
I'm a man of challenge, and so at some point in time for me in public school, I realized that what else can I do for accomplishment? And so, being able to elevate and go to the next level, Riverdale Baptist was just a great fit for me, not just in a competitive nature, but mostly because of my faith. I'm a man of faith, and I wanted to be in an environment where I can lead in my faith as well as coach.
So just by your saying that, this is more than the hardwood. This is leading these young men. You said you're a man of challenge, you're a man of faith, and you want to be able to, utilize that and display that in your coaching. How do you bring that to the forefront outside of basketball with these young men? Do you teach at the school as well? Are there mentorships, and what is it that you do in pursuant to that to make it more than basketball for these young men?
For me, it's ministry. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I just use the vessel of being a coach as an opportunity to be able to pour into young men.
Right.
And so, I think one of the best attributes of a coach is the mentorship and being able to invest and build relationships with young men. And so that's been the calling that's been on my life, and I've been following that calling.
As a coach, you already know this because this is not your first stop. You're not coach. You're coach. You're ally. You are mentor. You are dad. You are counselor. You're all of those hats. Which one do you like the most?
You know what? I'm a lot of things to a lot of people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You named them all, including a pastor, including an ordained pastor as well. One thing that I've learned, just over time is, just be present with where you are and the relationships that you build with people, and know that, being the coach means so many different things depending on who's in front of you.
Right. I love it. Getting back to the basketball side, here's what I see in this box score. Riverdale Baptist 77, Episcopal 69. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double figures. So I see balanced scoring. No one has more than 2 turnovers, so we're protecting the ball. I've always said if you're not rebounding, you're not winning. You've got guys here with 5, 4, 5, 9 rebounds, so they're bringing the ball back down with them. But how do you have balanced scoring here? Who's your go-to person, or is it just everybody can do a little bit of everything?
You know what? Again, I got the job about maybe 3 weeks ago. And trying to put guys together. That's been a job in itself. Right now, we're just focusing on defense. Getting our principles intact and knowing how we want to be able to defend. I always, over the years that I've been coaching, would always use the off-season, spring, summer, to allow kids to build camaraderie. Relationships with one another, build chemistry. So we don't really focus on so many sets and plays, but we just focus more on principles. Things that we want to look for and be able to execute. And so balance has been definitely one of those things that we want to be able to mention on a daily basis. And as you can see today, when they're playing together, they can be very exciting.
You were up by 19 or 20, and then I saw that shrink a little bit, and I saw it grow towards the end. And, well, as long as you have more points on that scoreboard than the other team, when that buzzer goes off, you come out with the win. It was an 8-point win for you today. This is all very new, and you said you're trying to build camaraderie. You're trying to install some principles. But I ask you this. Maybe it's too early to tell. If we're going to go to Riverdale Baptist and see a game this winter season, what is the DNA of your team going to be, or what are you hoping it'll be?
I think when the time is right, you're going to see a team that plays extremely hard every possession. One thing that we talked about is, are we together in the heart? Meaning, we're going to play. You're going to see a team that plays together, they're disciplined, and that they love one another on the floor, and you're going to be able to see that. You know what I mean? And so just being able to get those guys, in a short period of time to try to invest in one another, before they leave to go off back to AAU, and then we try to get them right back again when school starts, just focusing on those kind of principles.
I'm not going to welcome you to the coaching ranks of DMV because you've been here before, but we're welcoming you to Riverdale Baptist. We're glad you are there. We want people to connect with you. Again, it's early, but do we have anything or anyone circled on our calendar? Are you looking forward to a particular game?
You know what? Honestly speaking, man, no, I really don't. We're just so excited about trying to take Riverdale to another level. I think you mentioned about them being historically really competitive and good. I think the reason why I'm there is to get them to another level than being there. And so right now we're just extremely excited about building in the process. So that's just where we are mentally.
What does this live period mean for your program and for the young men on your team? Why this exposure? Why do you want, it's obvious, but why do you want this? Do you have your reasons?
Well, it's good for college coaches to see kids play in a different environment. I'm not saying that AAU isn't structured. I'm just saying, when they play with their home teams, they tend to have a little more structure in tackling their play.
They have different roles, right?
Yeah, you have different rules and the whole nine. And so for my kids, getting them out there early to get that exposure. And I always tell my kids this, it's really not about it's about the exposure is about Riverdale Baptist. If we keep the focus on Riverdale Baptist exposure, then everyone will be able to be seen operating in their gifts.
Is it too early for you? I'm not asking for a prediction. I don't put people on the spot. Is it too early for you to tell me how you feel about this season coming up? You like what you see? There are more pieces we need to add? Are we younger? Did we graduate a lot? What are we looking forward to?
So the team from last year, they did graduate a lot of significant players.
Okay.
I had 3 returning players from last year's team. But 2 of those players didn't get significant playing time.
Okay.
But we did return the starting point guard, one of our best players, Ian McLaughlin.
All right, so you got your point guard.
We got our point guard. And you know what? And he's only about 80 to 85%. You know, last weekend he sprained his ankle. So he's just a tough kid. I mean, you know, and it's great to have him in your first year, his senior year, to be able to lead us. But I love my guards. You know, we're lacking in some size area, but, you know, those things would take care of itself. Right now, we're just trying to lay down the foundation. And players will come through at the end of the day. They'll come through the door. They'll find their way to Riverdale Baptist.
Right.
So we're not worried about that. It's just we want to be able to build from the foundation.
Are you a local guy?
I am.
Where'd you go to school?
Born and raised here in the DMV, grew up in D.C., moved out to Prince George's County. I went to Potomac High School, came out in 1991.
Wait a minute. Who came out before you?
At Potomac? I played with Monty Williams.
Thank you, Monty. Yes,
he was
Monty
on the
was
state
there.
championships team. I was a sophomore at that time. Starting point guard since my freshman year in high school.
Okay.
Went on to play basketball for Tom Penders at University of Texas.
Yes, sir.
And finished playing with Mike Bray at University of Delaware.
All right. So you're a DMV guy. Your roots are here. You're with Riverdale Baptist. You've done Friendly. You've done Wise. You've done Gwynn Park. And now we've moved into a separate space. Sir, good luck to you. Good luck to your team. Thank you for doing what you do for these young men, because, you know, I'm behind this mic. I love watching this game on the 84x50, but I love that we can lead these young people.
Yes, sir.
I love that this podcast can give coaches and teams and young men and young women, because we were at the girls' live period, exposure, but you're leading them.
Yes, sir.
And we know that the basketball will stop bouncing at some point.
That's right.
And did we build great young men beyond? I mean, look, I do not point fingers, but I've seen schools where it's only about basketball.
Correct.
Let's build these young men the right way. They've got to be great husbands, great fathers, great brothers, great friends, great frat brothers, you know, the whole 9 yards, right?
Yes, sir.
So you told me what we're going to see at Riverdale Baptist. My last question to you then is, why should we come see you play? Why should we find ourselves at Riverdale Baptist?
Why wouldn't you want to come see, you know, the most exciting program in the DMV?
Okay.
Listen, my goal is to be one of the best programs in the DMV, if not in the country.
All right.
And so until we get that done, we're going to stay hammering nails in hands.
You know, you're in the right place for it. The DMV, you know what basketball means to this area. There are teams. I interviewed a kid last week from, he wasn't from the area, and I asked him what was the difference between playing, I think it was in Carolina and here, and he said, well, it's all the same. It really isn't the same.
No, it's not.
It's not the same.
No,
it's not the same.
No, it's not.
As a team, and I've mentioned this before, a team from Texas was ranked number 1 in the country last year, came here for a weekend, and they left a different team.
Yes, they did.
Because they got told twice that weekend what we're all about in the DMV. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the DMV Hoops Podcast. He is Rob Garner. He's with Riverdale Baptist, his first season there. We are looking forward to what the Riverdale Baptist program can do. Thank you, Coach, for joining us. And, folks, we'll see you next time.
The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kirk Cross, featuring Adam Crain. Thanks for listening.